So what chapter is it? Name of the chapter is Algorithm Design. Algorithm Design and Problem Solving. What is an algorithm?
Hmm, it's like steps of problems,
Steps.
steps of solutions
It's basically
to
the steps.
problems.
Steps of a solution. Or in layman's language, yeah, it is the steps. So we have to design these steps in order to solve a problem. We use algorithm in our day-to-day life unknowingly as well. Even if you solve a math problem, there is an algorithm going inside of you. Like like in the afternoon, we were solving the how to find out maxima and minima. So the algorithm was finding out the first derivative, then equating it with zero, and finding out the probable points of maximas and minimas, and then finding out the double derivative. All this is step by step. It is basically you have designed an algorithm which you are implementing to solve a problem. Okay, basically
Okay.
algorithms are designed to solve problem. Now it requires computational thinking. Now what is computational thinking?
Computational
Yeah,
or or what can you spell it?
a computational thinking. Like because
Computation. Okay.
because see these algorithms that we have in ourselves, like we can deal with it, but you have to teach a computer now to solve problems. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to teach the computer to do a particular task, so you need to feed it the algorithm. So what
Like what kind of process? Like what do you mean by feed it? Like how do you input the data for it to receive?
for example calculator works, right? You add two
Yeah.
numbers, the calculator gives out the output. How? Someone designed an algorithm for the calculator to do that calculation and show you the result.
So there's a finite number of calculations.
No, there's no.
Like every single calculation is done by him,
No, 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 no.
or it's an
It's an
algorithm that
algorithm
solves the
that
problem
that has been fed to the calculator. Now the calculator knows how to solve any calculation and
using the steps given by
using the
the
steps,
programmer.
given by the program. And for like if you go down to really basic, it's just AND gates and NOR gates and logic. It's logic gates everywhere. If you go down to like really,
Actually,
yeah, that's it.
so they're just transistors,
Zeros and ones.
capacitors like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. There's just transistors and capacitors that work for you. Zeros and ones.
How
And
many?
billions of billions, I can say billions.
And it doesn't need Wi-Fi, nothing to work. Like,
No, like it's circuit. If you take
how
electrical,
does this work? Like, I don't understand. Without a software, without a program, like
like how does software work? Question is this now.
runs on a code.
Like how does the computer know how to run this code? Like if I'm saying, like if you go down to the really basic thing, like how does the
Yeah,
computer know that language? Someone taught that as well.
it's just a bunch of on and off switches.
Yeah, it's just bunch of on and off switches, commands to design a computer that
Yeah,
we are currently working on. Okay. So
yeah,
basically now we have got higher level programming languages. You don't have to do zeros and ones. You don't have to write assembly code now. What you have to do now is write the code in the high level languages like Python, C++, where the code is quite understandable by you. It's not zeros and ones. You get to design it like it's somewhere in between the human thinking and computational thinking. Yeah, you feed it to the computer so that you
yeah.
understand it as well, and computer understands it as well. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Now, obviously, the task that has to be performed has to be set out by us. Now, like there are some terms that you need to understand. The key terms of this chapter is abstraction, decomposition, and pattern recognition. What is abstraction?
Taking only the important data that you need.
Taking only the important data that you need. Okay, okay, and while ignoring the irrelevant data.
Yeah.
Okay, that's abstraction. Good. So, so maybe like you have been given a data for let's say all the costs like pricing of the houses in India, for example, just example, yeah. And if someone asks you,
Yeah.
tell me the like pricing of the house in Tamil Nadu, so what will you do? Will you compute all the data in that is there in India, or you will just
Tell me what?
like you have been given the pricing of the houses, okay, all the houses
Pricing.
pricing that are being sold
Okay.
in India, all the data have been given
Hmm.
to you, yeah. And someone asks comes and
Hmm.
asks you, tell me about the housing price in Tamil Nadu. So will
Okay.
you compute all the data that is there in India, or will you just ignore the rest and just focus on Tamil Nadu? You will just extract that out.
I'll filter it out.
Yeah, you will
Yeah.
filter that out. Now, this process of filtering it out, the important information that is being considered and
The
ignoring the
abstraction.
rest, that's the abstraction. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what is decomposition?
Mm, it's like the breakdown of complex problems into simpler problems
Yeah, it's like the breaking down of complex problems into simpler problems. Can you give an example?
until each part is easy to understand and solvable.
Yeah. Can you give an example for this?
Example.
Like you can give a real life
Uh,
example as well.
example.
A simple example. Simple example.
Okay, like uh,
Like,
I don't know.
like don't you?
Nothing is coming in my mind.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, a complex problem.
Okay. Okay. Like for example, the team of Microsoft or Google or Facebook, for say, are they the same or different? Like, the Facebook does have only one team or like several other teams?
Several.
Several teams. And what happens is one team is only responsible for. Let's take Instagram. One team is only responsible for designing how the app looks, the user interface, UI
Meta.
UX. Have you heard this word, UI UX?
Yes, I have, but I haven't.
User
I don't
interface
know what
and
it
user
means.
experience. There is one group of
Okay.
developers that only focus on this thing. The user should not
Okay.
have problem while accessing the app. Like he should feel good while accessing the app. It should be like he should waste as much time as possible on this app. It should look good to him. Like some apps are just like you don't want to use it for long. That's a really different area of a study, UI UX. Like how to keep the person like involved in this app, how to make the person like that app. And it is just design, it's just the design of the app, it's nothing to do with functionalities, it's nothing to do with functionalities, it's just how the app looks. It looks good, the Instagram has a really good UI. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Addictive.
Addictive UI, like messages are there, okay, messages, you can just go to the message there, you can see your profile from there, go to the search menu from there, like everything is like perfectly managed. Some other
Yeah.
apps, like Twitter, I don't think Twitter is as good as Instagram when it comes to UI. Now,
Yeah.
there is one team doing the UI part. There is another team that is managing the databases. Like you are sending me messages, I'm sending other people messages. Yeah, all of those messages are being stored in a database, right? Yeah, that's a separate team for
Yes.
controlling the messages. Like billions and billions of
Yeah.
messages are being sent every day. Now, these
Yeah.
two problems are separate problems. Managing the design of the app
Do
and
you
managing
do
the
you
messages.
know
Yeah.
about the child that got fined 100K
What?
for saying I'm going to bomb the plane?
Yeah, yeah. We have discussed that. And that guy was charged crores of
Like,
rupees.
what happened to him now?
Nothing, nothing.
Do you know what happened?
I don't know what happened to him. He was surely charged. He was not charged with terrorism for sure. He was charged with the money. So maybe yeah,
Okay.
he had to pay his, he must have had to pay his fine, or he must have had to leave the country. There's like
Don't
two
they
options.
say end to end encryption? So What is being encrypted when they can see all the messages?
Nothing is being encrypted. Uh, See, these people who own this app, who own these big tech companies, like they are not providing you free services. Nothing is for free. Like when it comes to really really personal, like if you are really an important person, which we are not, if you are really an important person, you have to be really careful how you use this app, because they know everything. They know your password. They can know your password. They can use your account. They can know everything that's happening in your life, if your life is really really interlinked with their social media. If it's on your phone, right, they can take control of your phone. There's nothing like all humans have only developed this. It's not God given. Like no one can take the control of your phone. That encryption that protects you from other people accessing your phone is made by a human, and he knows how to break through that encryption. If I made something, I know how to break through it, right?
Mm, okay.
Yeah. So all those promises
Not
that
necessarily you can break through it.
you can, like if I want to make something which looks end to end encrypted, but it's breakable for me, I can make it. And why
Okay,
won't they make?
because since you know the password or key or something like that.
Now passwords are like, if you start development, if you like, what happens is they don't store your password like that in database. Like your password is suppose anything 123. The password in
Okay.
the database won't appear anything 123. It would be something else. They use
Hmm.
they use a mask over that password. A hashing is done on the password. It can get converted into some other
Net
string.
masking.
Yeah. So they,
Okay, to
because it,
reduce data load,
what
like to reduce the space taken.
no, they don't. It's called the hashing of password.
Okay.
It's called the hashing of password, and there are like several libraries like bcrypt.js. Search it up. Obviously, this is extra knowledge now.
B
Crypt.js, like it's a library that is used to, you know, hash your passwords.
bcrypt JS. Okay.
It turns a simple password into a fixed length character called a hash. So when
Like blockchain and stuff. Like it's
no blockchain
how
is
does that even
blockchain is a
function?
different thing. Blockchain is a different thing. Blockchain,
Okay.
I don't think people will be able to use blockchain if it really is what it claims to be. I don't know
What
about
do you mean?
blockchain. Like blockchain claims to be like P2P. It's a like person to person direct communication without banks getting involved in that communication. And if
Yeah.
banks are not getting involved, the governments won't be profited. So governments won't allow that power of blockchain to take over. No, they won't allow it.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you will see, like if you go in higher studies, the resources to learn blockchain is really really less.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're not very much promote, like blockchain is not like downfalling it. They're not very much promoting it. Now AI has come.
Hmm.
AI is really on the brink. Like everyone is praising AI. AI. No one is talking about blockchain.
Okay.
Anyways, decomposition. So we were talking about decomposition. So one guy is managing the databases, all the data on the Instagram, whether it's the messages, the posts, the comments, the likes, and so on. One guy is managing the UI UX. These two are different problems. They are combined to solve the problem of solving, like to make the Instagram app, right? The both of
Yeah.
them are combined together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's decomposition. Breaking one app into like I've just given two examples. Like even in database management, there's one guy managing the messages, there's one guy managing the post, there's one guy managing the likes and so on. Now Instagram has different databases. Like what happened was there's a if you search for it, there was Justin Bieber problem. Ever heard of it?
Okay.
Justin Bieber.
Not really.
So what happened? Justin Bieber at the time was a really really famous guy. He still is.
Okay.
Justin Bieber. What happened was when he used to post on Instagram, when Instagram was also new. The Instagram server
Yeah.
used to went like go down because there are used to be millions and millions of likes on his posts. So what happened was the database of Instagram was not able to manage that amount of like. So what they did,
Okay.
they maintained a separate database just for counting the likes, not for storing the photos, not for storing the messages, just for counting, for the counter. They they have like created a new database.
Okay.
Yeah, just anyways. So yeah, when you have this much people on your app, problems like this come.
Hmm.
Anyway, so abstraction and decomposition. You understand what abstraction is, and you understand what decomposition is. Yeah. So
Yep.
these are really, really important, like important in developing a program, an algorithm, software, anything. Now, there's something called pattern recognition. Recognition. What is pattern recognition?
Recognizes certain problems, and if it's similar to a previous problem,
Yeah,
it uses some same solution, I guess.
yeah. So for example, Mark Zuckerberg owns Instagram. Mark Zuckerberg also owns Facebook, right? Like Facebook, Meta owns both of them, right?
Yeah.
Now, you have to log in on Instagram and you have to log in on Facebook as well. Both have their own login portals, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think they have written different logics for the login or the same logic for the login? Like if that thing matches in the database, obviously the database for Instagram and the Facebook would be different. Just a minor tweak. The logic for a person to log into that app is going to be the same. Agree or not? If the username matches and the password matches from the database, let the user log in. On a broader scale, this is what it is, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, so they don't need to write the code for login again, how to authenticate a user again. They will use that code only for Instagram as well as Facebook, and they will just change the design how it appears on Facebook and how it appears on Instagram. That's pattern recognition. That's using the same block of code for different purposes, for like for different on different fields. Yeah, the purpose is the same. The thing
Yeah.
is being repeated. User authentication on Instagram as well, on Facebook as well. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's pattern recognition. Okay, now okay, now so abstraction. Let's see what's there in your book. SQL is there. Have you studied SQL?
Selected query language. I think
Structured query
not really.
language.
No, no, I haven't. I haven't studied it, but
Is it coming?
it's coming in exam. Yeah.
The pseudocode of SQL or the real codes of SQL?
Pseudocode.
It's really okay. Okay. Now, abstraction is an essential part of computer. It enables computer scientists to develop clear models for the solution to complex problems. Yeah. Abstraction involves extracting information that is essential while ignoring. Okay, we have discussed that. Abstraction encourages the development of simplified models that are suited for a specific purpose by eliminating unnecessary characteristics for the model. Many use abstraction such as maps, calendars, and timetables. We use abstraction, maps, calendars, and time in timetables, right? Like what happens when you have to
Yeah.
see your timetable, you just filter out the day. Okay, tomorrow is Monday, so I'll just look at the Monday. Yeah. Maps use abstraction to show what is required for a specific purpose. For example, a road map only shows the necessary detail required to drive from one place to the another. Simple, right?
Yeah.
It won't show
Yeah.
you the world map when you're driving on the road.
Yes.
Let's move. The benefit of eliminators include the time required to develop the program is reduced, so the program can be delivered. Obviously, the time required will be less. You have reduced because you have selected a part of the problem. You have like from the world map, you have selected just a road. The computational power that's required to process a world map versus the computational power required to process a road, which is less.
Yeah. Road.
Road. So that's why. So the time required will also be less. Yeah.
Yes.
Program is smaller in size, so takes up less space in memory, and download times are shortened. Same thing, right? Customer
Yeah.
satisfaction is greater as their requirements are met without any extraneous features. Yeah.
Yes.
More information is not always good information, like good to the users. Now, is to identify the purpose of
Mm.
the model in the situation. So first stage of the abstraction is to identify the purpose. Like, what do you want to serve? What do you want to serve to the user? Yeah. The situation could be one that occurs in real life and imaginary one or future event, such as modeling the route of a deep space probe. Okay. Once the purpose has been identified, the sources of information need to be identified. This can. So this is just theory. This is just theory. Is there any problem with understanding this? Tell me.
No.
Okay. Decomposition. Again, decomposition is like is a, breaking the problem down into smaller parts. Okay. The small part until each part is easy to examine and understand, and a solution can be developed for it. Many simple problems are found.
Okay.
Pattern recognition is used to identify those parts that are similar and could use the same solution. This leads to the development of a reusable program code. See, reusable program code. Yeah, that's the example that I
Yeah.
gave for login. It's a reusable program code. Use it on both the platform in the form of subroutines. Okay. Procedures and functions. When writing a computer programs, each final part is defined as a separate program code that can be tested and spread. Okay, okay. So program modules. Program modules. What do you understand by modules?
Mm.
It's basically the functions. The functions.
Modules. It's basically
Smaller programs.
like breakdown of
Hmm.
no,
The breakdown of the main
it's
program.
stepwise refinement.
Hmm?
Stepwise refinement.
Step one. Basically, it means it's a function. It means a function. Okay, a function does some task for you. Like it's a breakdown of program. Like the child
It's
of a program.
basically like a flow chart.
Yeah, it has been represented like a flowchart. In coding, it's like a program. It's like a function that does the work. Several different functions
It
combined
helps
together.
you develop a program.
It helps you develop the program. Yeah. For example, if I give you a simple question, like let's forget about the higher level things. Simple question. Question is this:
Yeah.
you have to write a program that does the following. What you have to do is, if the number is if the number is odd, add 2 to it. If the number is even, add 3 to it. Just this program. And yeah, yeah obvious.
Difficult program.
Huh?
It's very difficult program.
It's not, yeah, it's a very very difficult program. And you have to take
Yeah.
the user input. Take user input. That's one thing. Yeah, take user input.
Okay.
Okay.
Our first module can be called input uh, value or something. Can you draw it, sir, like a
Yeah.
module?
Okay. Great. Hold on. So number
Yeah.
is even. What you have to do is don't add 3 to it. Divide it by 2. Okay. Okay. And if the number is odd, add 1 to it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
So it starts from input value.
now the question is like this: if the number is still is still odd, if the number is still odd, what you have to do is add 1 to it, and you have to output the number. So can you decompose this program into various modules? You understand the question?
Mm,
For example, if I give you first of all tell me like if I give you 10, tell me the output of this program. That's really important to see
five.
if you have understood the question. Use your brain computation.
Five.
Five would be the output.
Yeah.
Really.
If it's still odd, add one to it. So six.
6 will be the output. Yeah. If I give you 13, what's the output?
14.
14 will be the output. Okay. So you understand what the program is doing. Now you have to break the program. Now this is a really simple program, like, but you can still break it down into simple problems to understand what it's actually doing. Yeah. So this is your program.
Okay.
This is just an
So
example of the
does
code.
it start with input value?
Yeah. So the first module is responsible for taking the user input. Yeah. You can. Yeah. The first module, the first part, or whatever you want, the first function is only responsible for taking in your input. Take user input. This is one module which takes user input. It's only responsible for taking in the user input.
Yes.
It's the first module.
Tomorrow is Eid, sir?
Tomorrow it is not is it's in the Middle East. In India, we have not sighted the moon, so it will be day after tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. In Dubai, it is tomorrow, right?
I think so, yeah.
In,
Yes.
in Indonesia, also it is tomorrow.
Mm. But aren't you just 1.5 hour ahead? So why can't you see the moon?
Because
Oh, because you're in a different part side of the world. Yeah, okay.
different side of that.
World.
Yeah, the moon appears at the time 6 7 o'clock in Dubai,
And you're,
and here
yeah,
and it sets down in half an hour.
yeah.
When it's appearing there, here it is like 8 9 o'clock. It doesn't appear here.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've never noticed that. It's become nighttime, but I've never seen the moon at like 7, 8
You have
when I
seen the
was in
moon.
India.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
When
Might
was the
be
last time you were
hallucinating.
in India?
Last year, maybe? Before that.
Last year, Chennai.
Yeah.
Okay. When is the next time you're coming?
Next time I might come is maybe after next year or in a few months
Okay,
after my exams.
sure. If we happen to be in the same city, we will meet.
Sure.
Okay.
Have to badminton match.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Chess match. Yeah, you have already lost.
Nah, nah, nah. I've never lost.
Okay. After exams. After exams. After exams, we
Okay.
will see. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So take the first module is taking user input. Okay. The second module.
Yeah.
Think what should the second module do for you?
Is check if the number is
Yeah.
odd or even.
So it's a function. Yeah. It's a function that
Yeah.
will check if the number is odd or even. So it's another module, odd or even checker. What's the third module? Is there any third module?
Yeah. There should be. It should be under odd or even. Uh, if the number is odd,
Mm-hmm.
we add.
Point to it.
Otherwise, another module, if the number is even, divide by 2.
Yes. So I'm not okay. So basically there is an adder and there is a divider.
Okay,
Can I say that?
sure. But isn't it being broken down even more in the subsection of odd or even?
Yes, it is.
So why
Yes.
are you making new modules towards the
Like you don't need to break it up. Like see, you can think of it like this. You can break it down under the section of odd or
as a
even.
order?
Huh?
You're like making it like an order, like ascending to descending kind of. Like from start to finish, you're just
I'm,
making it a
I'm,
line?
I'm just listing all the modules. I'm not listing which modules come under what module. Okay?
Okay.
I'm just listing all the modules. The thing is like
O-
adding or dividing needs not to come under the order even module. For example, if I give you like what comes under like see if modules come under different modules, it means it needs to use those functions for it to be created. For example, let me think.
I have a question, sir.
Yeah,
In programming,
yeah,
when you say if x is odd, will the computer
no,
understand what it means by odd?
no.
So how do you give it the function, give the function odd as the odd numbers? Do you put x plus 1 or something? If x is starting from 1,
There's a there's
or
a
so you put x plus 2 or something like that?
there's a operator called the modulo operator.
Oh, yeah, the mod operator. If the
It's a
mod is 0, it's odd. Okay.
yeah, it gives you the remainder when the number is divided by some other number. So if it's divided by two and the remainder
Okay.
is zero, then it's even,
Even.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the
Yeah.
different modules that are required in this program.
So you write it as if x mod 2 equals 0, then x equals even.
You can print it out.
That's cool. That's nice.
When you will see after the exams, when you get time.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
want from like if you really want to go in this field, start doing DSA.
DSA.
Yeah,
Okay.
understand what DSA is?
What is it?
Data structures and algorithms.
Just like coding problems?
Yeah, it's like coding problem. Or even start like
Lead code?
yeah, lead code.
Okay.
Even start C code forces. Don't need to become the
Okay.
red people on code forces, but you have to be at least decent when if you want to succeed.
Grandmaster, Grand Supreme Master.
Yeah, if you can, sure, sure, why not?
You know, there's a professional table tennis player that codes for fun, and he's top 61 in lead code.
Yeah, I've seen that reel.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. All rounder people, all around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Badminton to coding is crazy. Table tennis to coding is crazy.
yeah. Okay.
IIT indoor.
Yeah.
Wait, the picture on your uh WhatsApp picture,
Hmm.
where is that like taken?
It's
Kashmir?
Manali.
Manali. Okay. So you travel across India.
Sometimes not all of India, not traveled. One
Okay.
country after.
It's
Yeah,
cool. Cool picture.
yeah. I made that snowman.
Yeah, great job. You should decompose the snowman
Yeah, I was like, it was also
into smaller
it was
balls.
also a decomposition problem. I have to first make his stomach
Yeah.
round and a round face.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then the glasses.
and the glasses. Three
Yeah.
modules required.
Yeah. Yeah. Four.
Four, which was the fourth one.
Um, yourself.
Setting myself there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the modules that are required for this program. Now the
Yeah.
now see one. I'm trying to give you the example of pattern recognition here. Okay. So
Okay.
three and four. So I gave you an example of 10, right?
Yes.
So you said the output would be 6, yeah? So first of all, what it does is 10. What it takes the user input 10, okay? Then it checks odd or even. This function works for one time,
Hmm.
right? This function works. And this 10 now becomes 5. The number becomes 5. Now,
Yeah.
to check 5, you will check 5 again if it's odd or even, right?
Shouldn't the adder or divider
So first of all, this is.
be the same number three?
Hmm?
Like adder and divider is basically two different operations, but it comes under the same process. So shouldn't it both be like number three instead of number three and number four?
Like we are trying to like this should be all under one program actually. We don't need to like divide the program into this much modules. Like on a larger scale, when the problem is really complex, then decomposition is useful. Like this is decomposition by force. You don't need this decomposition. I'm trying to explain you something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because checking order even it's not a module. It's just like an if statement, right? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like it's not something like really big part of code that you cannot rewrite it again. You just have to use that. Not like that. So
Yeah.
order even. So it checks order even, right? So the 10 becomes 5. Yeah. Now it
Yeah.
again has to check order even because this is the second part, right? If the number is still odd, you have to add 1 to it. So what happens? You make use of this module, order even. You don't need to write another function. You just check it from here
Yeah.
only. You
Yeah.
understand? This is pattern recognition. This is pattern recognition. That's what I was trying to explain. Okay. So you wrote the function only once and you made use of it two times.
Okay.
And like if a program consists of like really like thousands of computation which involves finding out the number whether the number is odd or even, you don't need to like every time write an if else statement. You just need to pass the arguments in this module and it will tell you if it's odd or even. Okay.
Okay.
That's what pattern recognition is. Okay. And like modules divided into modules, it means like solving a bigger part of the problem, like making Instagram. Okay, first part was handling the UI UX. Second module was handling the databases. Now handling the
Yeah.
databases, yeah, module two. Again, two parts. First part is handling the messages in the database. Second part handling the posts. Okay,
Hmm.
handling the posts, module 2.2. Handling the comments on the post, handling the content of the post, whether it's picture or video, whatever it is. Understand?
Hmm.
That's how the program is divided.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
No. Algorithms. No. What is it? Structured English. What is structure? The method of showing logical steps in the algorithm using an instead of straightforward use layers of commands and mathematical operations. Flowchart, algorithms, pseudocode, stepwise refine. What is step? The practice of subdividing each part of the larger. Okay, this is like a step. Oh, no fancy terms here. So we can make someone understand something differently. I can make you understand something through a structured English, right? I'm speaking English, not really very structured, but still English, and you're understanding. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
different. That's one thing. You're not a computer. You're a human. So we can understand things like this. Now, there is another way to explain someone through flowcharts. Through flowcharts, you show someone like diagrammatically. Through diagrams, you make them understand what it is all about. Yeah, the lines and
Okay.
charts and all. That's flowcharts for you. Okay, so it's an effective way to summarize what you want to explain. Okay, so the first thing like it can come like it can come in as a theoretical problems like what are the different ways that you can provide algorithmic solutions to a problem. So one of the ways would be a structured English, obviously. That's the way we do structured English. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a straightforward English word for commands and mathematical operations to present the solution. A second way would be flowchart.
Okay.
Yeah, and the third way is a pseudocode. Okay,
Okay.
and the fourth way is actually code, real code. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is not in your syllabus as of now. Okay, pseudocode we already
Okay.
discussed. Yeah. Now, like, okay, this is like it has asked you. A structured English. Ask for the number of values. Loop that number of times. Enter a value in the loop. This is a structured English. And this is pseudocode for that. Any problem? There's no difference here.
Uh, yeah.
And this is flowchart for that.
Okay.
This is the flowchart. Enter the number of. Okay. So what does this program do? What you should already know. Okay. So basically, this program is doing is ask for a number of values. Okay.
Okay.
Loop and add the value to the total loop. Equal to odd. So this is what it is. So what it's expecting you to do is it's asking user the number of values the user wants to provide. Okay. So I'll ask like how many numbers do you want to provide? Okay. So let's say you say five. Okay. You said I want to give you
Okay.
five values. So say five values, and it says three, four, eight, two, and one. Okay. Like suppose I am the
Okay.
programmer. Then what you expect from me is to give an average of these values. What will I do? I will add these values and I divide it by 5 to give you an average. Yeah, that's my work. That's the work of this
Yeah.
program. So it's 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 is 15, 15 3 is 18, 18 divided by 2 is 9. So I would say the average value is 9. So in a
Yeah.
structured English, that's what it is. Ask for the number of values. How many number of values do you want to give? Loop that number of times. So what I'll do is every time I'll ask the number. In the first loop, I will ask 3. The second loop, you give me 4. When the loop runs for the third time, you give me 8. The fourth time, you give me 2. And for the fifth time, you give me 1. What I did was I added all these values up for me to get 18. And I add the value in the total loop. I added this value, and then how do I calculate the average? I divide it by 5. Yeah.
N plus one.
So it would be 18 over 5, right?
Okay.
So that's the average. Now, if you want for a
Oh,
program, hmm,
what if the
hmm,
you add one more number?
how will I add
What
one
if
more?
you keep adding a number each time
Hmm,
you run the loop and you find the average? How'd you code that?
encode that. Each time you ask for the value, and each time you output
Each
the.
time you're looping,
Hmm,
you're adding a new value.
hmm,
How'd you find the average for that each time you're looping? Like example, this is 34821,
hmm,
and then the next loop is going to be maybe 34821 3.
hmm,
So now you add that totally and divide by 6
hmm.
because there will be 6 values.
Yeah.
This will keep on repeating example until 10. How do you code that?
Should I show you how to code it?
No, just like basic.
Right. No, it's not really uh, rocket science. First of all, you
Yeah.
ask the user how many values do you want to enter? That's defined 5.
Okay.
So a 6 won't be added now. It will run only for 5 times. It will ask the user for values only for 5 times.
Okay.
Yeah. It asks the user for values only for 5 times.
But a more advanced code like that can
That can.
I like keep on adding values, not specified. So do we use variables for those types of codes?
Okay, you want a code that keeps on running. I add a value and it gives me the average value. Then I add a value, it gives me the average value. A program like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have a program like that as well. For that, you need to run an infinite loop. For that, we need to
Yeah.
run an infinite loop.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
How does that work?
Like, how does it work in code? You want me to show the code?
Not the code, like just verbal explanation.
The verbal explanation is this. While one, while true, it means the loop is running forever. Why is my cursor hanging? While true. Okay, loop will run forever. You ask the user to input a number. Ask the user to input a number. Yeah. Okay, and there is a variable maintained for you, temp, which is initially zero. Okay, you enter the value x, you add this to temp. Okay,
Hmm.
temp, you add this to temp. What will happen? Like it will be added to temp, and you maintain a count, like how many values have been added since. So you also increase count plus plus, and then you output temp divided by count.
Okay.
You get it?
No.
Let me show you by typing. Okay, not difficult,
Okay.
not difficult to understand. I think Python in my laptop. See if it supports the infinite loop thing.
Should try Valorant.
Valorant.
Yeah.
Uh, is going to try. The thing is, I don't have a wired mouse or not. A wireless
Hmm. I'm
mouse.
using wireless mouse. It's pretty good.
Wireless mouse, though, your ones would be like a better mouse. It would be then only if it has a really large latency. I actually don't have a mouse, and all my friends that are having mouse are like good mouses. Ones are playing Valorant, and the mouses like that are really not even usable for normal thing are there.
Okay.
Okay, that's just an excuse. The other thing is like I don't have time. The actual thing is this. Don't have time.
Okay.
That's the problem. Here it is. This. So you're
You
saying,
just deleted all of that?
yeah, uh,
Why?
not needed now. Still running. I don't know why. It was not a working code. I tried. Okay, I was
Is
interviewing.
that your friend?
No, it was. It
No?
was.
Interviewer?
No, it was not. I was interviewing someone.
Wow.
It was.
Uh,
It's a different platform.
What is that?
Ramp, like you can interview your own peers.
Okay, okay.
Pancake sort.
So you're interviewing your friend
Not friend,
to
just
like,
some random guy.
okay. And you told him to code something.
Yeah. He also like asked me
Okay,
to code
that's
something.
cool.
So yeah,
Were you able to code it?
yeah, I was able to code.
Was he able to code your thing?
He needed like 2 3 hints, then he was able to code it as well.
Okay.
So this is,
Must have been a bad code.
huh?
He mustn't have been good.
Yeah, he was an NIT guy.
What is it?
There is IIT and there is one level below IITs. Those are NITs. NITs. So
Okay.
yeah, like those people are also good, like intelligent people.
NIT.
Yeah,
What's the full form?
National Institute of Technology, and IIT is Indian
Okay.
Institute of Technology.
RIT?
NIT.
What about RIT?
I don't know RIT. I know
Okay.
there's IIT.
Because RIT, like, that's a college. They asked me to join their college for coding and stuff.
Indian.
No. So I think, uh, alright, 1 second. It's American, British or something.
Hmm.
Rochester Institute of Technology.
Rajasthan.
Ro- Ro- Rochester. Rochester.
Rochester. Don't know.
Rochester. Okay. Neither do I.
So this is
Okay,
a
while
syntax
true.
while true. It means it will always run. The loop will always going to run because it's true always. Yeah. While true.
Okay.
Ask the user to enter the number, right? So I'm gonna write
Yeah.
input and enter the number. Yeah? And I'm gonna store the number that's entered by the user in a variable called x. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say that okay, this number is going to be int and it's not a string or something, so I'm gonna write an int before that. Any problem with this?
Okay.
So yeah, I've taken the
No.
number. So this is the sum that I'm going to take. Sum is initially 0. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this number x to the sum, right? It has to be added.
Okay.
Yeah. And the average would be and because one number is added, the number of numbers has increased. So I'm gonna add count by 1. Yeah. Count has increased by 1. Yeah.
Sum plus x.
Yeah. Like
Sum plus equals x.
yeah, it's adding x to the sum. Like if my sum is now 10 and if I enter 5, my sum will become 15, right?
Sum plus x equals x or sum plus equals x?
Sum plus equals to x. It's adding x to
What
sum.
does that mean? So
It
isn't that
it
same
means
as
it
sum plus x?
yeah, it means this. It means this. Okay, I'm gonna
Okay,
make it.
it's just another form of
Yeah,
writing in
yeah,
Python.
yeah. That's you will see it most of the product. And you increase the count by one.
Okay.
Any problem?
Okay.
The number of numbers have
No.
also and the average value is going to be sum divided by count.
Yeah.
Print this average value every time.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see if it works. Well, I have a little bit of doubt if it will work. Enter the number. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's enter 4. What will be the average now?
4 divided by
1. There is only 1.
count 1. Yeah.
So the average is 4, right? 4.4. Now, if I enter 6,
Okay.
if I enter 6 now, what will be the average now? 4, 6.
Okay. Should be 4.
4. Average of 4
No.
and 6.
No. Yeah.
What will be the average?
Entered.
Huh?
Oh, uh, I, I'm not quite understanding.
Not understanding. It said, na, keep on
No.
adding the numbers and keep on computing the
Yeah.
average. That's what it's doing.
So it's going to be 6 again.
Huh? Average of 4 and 6. What is the average of 4 and 6? 4 has been
Oh,
entered.
5.
5. So the output will be 5. You see?
Okay.
Now, if I enter
Okay.
2. Now, what is the average of 4, 6, and 2?
4, 6, and 2, 12, 6.
Huh?
6.
Now you will divide by 3, right? Because there are three numbers, not two.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So
It's 4.
it's 4. So it is 4.
Yeah.
And keep on doing that in forever.
Sum equals sum plus x.
I'm
Count equals count plus 1. Average equals sum divided by count. Okay, understood.
It's not a really difficult thing to understand this code either. It's like 9 lines, not even 9 lines, 8 lines of code.
Okay,
Understand this?
understood. Yeah,
But
understood.
in that question, it has defined the number of numbers initially. Yeah, it
Yeah.
has said only 5 numbers or only n numbers of numbers. You will ask the user to enter the number of numbers he wants to process. So you will take the input 5 times. Yeah,
Okay.
and after taking the input 5 times, we'll add those numbers
Divides
together,
by. Okay.
and then you will compute the average. So it will be done like this, like 3, 4, 8, 2, 1. Yeah. So let's say you do it here. You take the input as this, like n
Okay.
is input. Yeah. So input, enter the number of numbers you want. Yeah. So this will be entered.
Okay.
Yeah. Now make this loop run only for n times. How will you make it run for n times?
Mhm.
So you do
While true equals
while
n.
n and you subtract n minus minus. Like you do n equals to n minus 1. While n is there. While n is not 0.
No understanding.
Not understanding. You have to make the loop run for n times, right?
Okay.
So while n is greater than 0, what I'm doing in every iteration, I'm subtracting 1 from n. So if it's 5, it will run.
Can you test the code?
Huh?
Can you test it?
Hold on. It's not, still needs to be tested. And,
Okay.
and you enter the number. You don't have to print every time. You don't have to print every time. You have to print the average at once.
Okay.
And if you are having problem in this, define a new variable I. It starts with 1. Okay. While I is less than or equal to n. Every time you
Okay.
do I plus plus or I equals to I plus 1.
Yeah.
You understand? Like it will run for n times. Suppose the value of n is 5. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I is initially 1. Is 1 less than 5?
Yeah.
So it will run. Then it will become 2. Then it will become 3. The value of 5. Then it will become 4. Then it will become 5. 5 is less than equal to 5. It will run. Then it will become 6.
Yeah.
Then it won't run. So it runs for 5 times only.
Okay.
Got it? And the sum is like you keep adding the number you enter to the sum, right? And
Yeah.
finally, when you have the sum, you just have to print the average. So average, so we just have to print average
Okay.
is equals to sum divided by n. That's it.
Huh?
Yeah, average is sum divided by
Okay.
n, right?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's see if it's a problem. Say you are in literal for int. Okay, sorry. Enter the number. So this is this input. It has to be an yeah, int. Yeah, it has to be a number, right? So you wrap this inside of an int. If you say it's an integer, yeah, let's say it's an integer. Okay. If you run it,
Okay.
let me just cross. Let me see a clear term. enter the number of numbers you want. Say how many numbers you want to input. Say
Yeah.
how many. Let's say four numbers. Yeah, not 74. Four
Yeah.
numbers. So enter the number. Say four numbers.
Okay.
Two, four, five, six, and let's say eight. What is the average of these four numbers?
So it's going to be 7, 13, 21
Divided by
divided
four.
by 4. Uh, it's going to be,
Use your calculator.
yeah, I'm trying to, but there's no light in my room. Uh, its answer is 5.25.
Let's see. 5.25.
It should be correct.
It is correct. It is correct. 5.25. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. That's how it works. So this is the pseudo. Now pseudocode is like the same. If you read the pseudocode, it is doing the same thing. Now this is Java. It has written Java. Why is it written Java? Which book is it? Same book. Yeah. See, it has done the same thing. No, no. It is different page number. It's a different page number. Which chapter is it? Chapter 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over here. This is the pseudocode. Enter the number of numbers. Input the number for 0 to, this is a loop. Enter the value. You add the value. Sum plus value. Yeah. And you print the average sum by number.
I want to be able to solve one of these questions like by my own without any help, because in the exam no one's going to help me.
Sure. 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 So do you want to write a pseudocode?
Yeah.
Okay. Write it simple. So yeah, do one of them. Write a pseudocode that asks the user to input a number.
Can you like write it down?
Sure. Um, next. So write a pseudo code that asks the user to input a number x. Run the loop x times and we have to do this. And in every at each iteration take user input. Okay, okay, and add it to add it to the variable. It's a really similar question. Variable sum, and then finally output sum. Okay, do this, and also
Yeah.
before after doing this, initialize
Can I use ChatGPT to help me?
use it, but in exam it won't help you.
Yeah, t- because I'll try by myself, of course, but if I'm not able to come to a proper solution,
Yeah, you can use
I will
ChatGPT.
need some.
ChatGPT is good at giving pseudocodes for simpler problems.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is good. Just you just have be prepared for the exams.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna try it now.
Mm, write the pseudocode that asks the user to input the number x. Initialize a variable sum with 0. Run the loop x times at each iteration. Take. No, I don't want to try it now.
Okay. The next
I
question.
will decompose this problem and
Uh-huh.
then understand it.
Yeah, okay.
I will decompose the problem and understand it better.
Decompose the problem. The first step of decomposition is asking ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really, but I'll try to make a modules myself.
Okay. So I think that's it for
And then
today.
I'll solve lead code problems today.
You can solve lead code problems. See,
Grandmaster.
if you lead code problems are not a big deal. Like there is one student of mine. It's like
Yeah.
he's in your class only. He solves lead code problems.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. Like the easier ones. He's like one class senior than you. One class senior.
I will solve lead code problems
Sure,
and I'll become better than that student.
sure.
I'll become the number one student in the world. Okay, thank you, sir. Bye bye.
Teacher of number one student.
Yeah.